Hello and welcome. I am Gemma McQueen and I'm coming to you live from our virtual kitchen today. Now, we have not been live on YouTube for donkey's ages, so long. So make sure that if you are watching us live, you comment and let us know. And if it's not Sunday at around 4:30, is it 4:30, Shane? I do have my beautiful husband helping me today. Is it about 4:30? Yep, excellent. Have we got any thumbs up that anyone can hear us? Yeah. Okay, great. I'll keep going. So we just thought that we would come live and have a chat. Please, if you've got any questions, just whack them in the comments. Even if it's after we've been live, I always come back to the comments and answer if I can. Today we are cooking with the TM7, which is the brand new Thermomix model, and we are making the creamy tomato and salami fettuccine, which is one of my absolute favorite dishes in the Thermomix. So without further ado, let's get cooking. So the Thermomix knows that that's what we're having tonight, so it's already been put into my week on my Cookidoo. Before we get started, actually, I just made a quick little video about the bowl, but I just want to show you how simple this bowl is to get apart now. So before I fill it up with pasta and hot sauce, let me show you. It's one click. You take it out, you put that bit in the dishwasher. That's how the blades come out. And this bit doesn't really need to go in the dishwasher because it won't really be that dirty. To put it back together, you just pop the bowl back in, pop the blades in, and again, just lock. Simple as that. So yeah, that is how simple it is to get that Thermomix back together. So as I was saying, I've already told the Thermomix what we're having. So we're going in to the creamy tomato and salami fettuccine, and I am hitting start. Okay, now the first thing I'm going in there with is some Parmesan cheese. A little bit extra Parmesan cheese will never hurt anybody, so we've got a little bit over there. I'll have to just give that a little tick because it thinks that I might have put something else in there. And I'm putting my lid on and I'm hitting next. And now it's just going to grate that for 10 seconds on speed 9. Excellent. So then we'll just hit next and we're going to pop that Parmesan cheese aside into our bowl. Look at that. It's like powder. And I'm just going to give that a little scrape down. A little bit of Parmesan in the bowl's okay. It will tell me probably to wash and dry my mixing bowl. But I'm a little bit of a rebel when it comes to that. And I don't always do that. Transfer into a bowl, clean and dry the mixing bowl. This is where my rebel side comes in, and I don't ever do that. Much to Shane's disgust, because it will make it a little bit harder to wash up. So that's my caveat on doing that. Rightio. So now in with our brown onion. Now this says it wants half an onion, but what are you going to do with the other half of an onion? So I'm going to put in a whole onion in there. And some garlic, and of course, you know, one garlic clove is never enough. So as you can see, I don't really stick to the recipe very well, but it works. And some parsley. Okay, that's all my bits for that one, and I'll tick that off and I'll go next. And now that's just going to chop that up for me for 3 seconds on speed 7. This lid, I tell you, it's really got to be nice and flat and straight. Righto, 3 seconds, speed 7. Now, because I did put a whole onion in there, I am going to check that chopped that up enough for me. Oh, look at that. Oh, why would I ever doubt it? Seriously. Love it. Rightio. Have I got any comments yet, Shane? Anyone with any questions yet? Not yet. Okay, just chime in and tell me when. Okay. Rightio. So look at our onion. How good is that? So I'm going to scrape that down because it's telling me to do that. I'll try not to breathe too much of that in because it is quite a strong onion. Radio, so I've scraped down the sides. Now I'm putting in my veggies. So I've got a capsicum. It does say red capsicum. I could only get green today, so green capsicum it is. And a zucchini. And as you can see, I am going a little bit over because that zucchini was huge. The capsicum was big. So we're just going to have a really veggied up pasta tonight. So that'll be good. Radio. And again, 3 seconds, speed 5. So no chopping. Think of all the chopping time that I'm saving here, because if you're going to do this yourself, you'd have to be really good on the knife. Now I can see that I've got a bit of zucchini there that didn't quite get chopped, because that was quite a lot of zucchini. So I am actually going to scrape that down. I'm going to push any of the big chunks of zucchini down so that they're close to the blades, so that I know that they'll get what's the word? Chopped. And I'm just going to slide back a step, and I'm just going to press the 3 buttons, and I'm going to say set as current step, and I'm going to hit play again. So that's just going to redo that 3 seconds for me. And then I know that that will be perfect. Oh, look at that. All chopped. Excellent. Now I've got to put some olive oil in, and I am using my Goldie olive oil, which there is a link in the link tree to get onto that at Good Australian Olive Oil. Not sponsored, don't get anything out of that one, but do love the Goldie olive oil. Where's my oh, there, my cloth. I got oily hands. Rightio. So I've popped my olive oil in there, and I'm going to go next, and now we're going to saute that for 3 minutes, and it's on speed 1, which means that this Thermomix is completely silent. Can you hear that? Completely silent on speed 1. Well, and all the way up to about speed 6 or 7. I'm waiting for my kids to do 6, 7. Every time I say that, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I'm turning into one of these idiots. Okay, so up until about speed 6 to speed 7, it is completely silent, with no motor noise. You still will have some food noise if it is hitting almonds around or ice or something like that. You'll still have some sound, but with this casing, it has actually muffled that a lot. So there's no ear piercing like sound when it's chopping, like grating the Parmesan cheese, for instance. It's a lot more muffled now. So we love the new silent motor. We love the new casing that makes it cool to touch the whole time, and a little bit quieter as well. So yeah, how are we going there? No questions? Still no questions, Shane. Can you see who's watching on YouTube? We're still novice at the YouTube. Oh, there's 100 people watching, Shane. Excellent. Okay. Well, out of the 100 people watching, I'd love for somebody to say hi. Just one of you. That'd be lovely. Anyhow, we do normally put our online demos up on YouTube once we've recorded them. We do our online demo probably once a month, probably about once a month, or actually 3 times this month, but normally about once a month, and we record those when we're live on Zoom, and we upload those to this YouTube channel. So that's normally what is in here, but we just thought tonight we'll mix it up a little bit, and we'll come in live. So at the moment, Thermomix have got an offer for any of our customers who've got one of the previous model Thermomixes, and I've got them lined up here, to get a trade-in offer. So if you want to send one of your old Thermomixes back to Thermomix to be ethically recycled, you can get a discount on the TM7. So that is good, and I'll tell you a little bit more about how to buy a TM7 in the next step. I do have my veggie stock paste ready to go. So if you don't know about veggie stock paste, find the video. There is a video just about veggie stock paste. It is using the old TM6. I do have to redo all of my videos I'm just looking at my poor husband that has to help me with that. I will get through them and redo the old videos, but you'll get the idea of how to make veggie stock paste from the veggie stock paste video. Rightio. So now we're going to put in our, oh, look at that, nice and hot. Now I'm going to put in our tomatoes. Now this does actually say 400 grams of tomatoes. I just put in a tin of tomatoes rather than fresh tomatoes. And then I just get the water. And I just get the water. See how when I went from that step to the water, my scales tared back to 0. And I can just pour in my water. What am I looking for? 300. A little bit more water. Okay, there we go. That'll be okay. And then I want my cream. Oh, see that one? That actually was the right amount. There's always a first for everything. That was the right amount of something, so it ticked it off for me. Now let's go some cream. I'm going to give that a shake because I feel like the solid of that cream's not coming out. This is just pouring cream. You can use whipped cream if you like, but pouring cream's better because it has no additives in it. Rightio. And some veggie stock paste. So your veggie stock paste is all of your veggies all cooked up in the Thermomix and then blitzed with lots of salt and goodness, and it is absolutely delicious and makes your food taste really yummy because it's not, you're not putting in additives and preservatives. You're not making something with like a Campbell's stock, no offense to Campbell's, but not a stock that tastes the same all the time. You've got a little bit of variety. It tastes a little bit different every time you make it because you use different veggies. Rightio. So now the lid goes on and I hit play. Another silent step. Okay. And in this step, you actually sometimes have to come back to the Thermomix and make sure that it is actually cooking because it literally is making no noise whatsoever. Now, another little change that if you've got one of the old Thermomixes, you will see, is that when I'm in this step, yeah, thanks, Doug. When I'm in this step, you can see here that the little lock here says that the lid is open or unlocked, which means if you just then lift the lid, it's not locked in. You don't have to wait for it to unlock or anything like that. You can give it a stir if you wanted to, okay? Stir away, and then you put your lid back on. As soon as you pop your lid back on, it knows and it starts cooking again. So it's really quick to lift it off, to have a taste, give it a stir, chuck in something you've forgotten, whatever, halfway through the step, and you don't have to wait for that 20 seconds of cool down for the arms to open and all of that kind of stuff. So that is our and there's also some really cool recipes that have got open lid cooking, which means you're actually cooking in the bowl without the lid at all. So they're recipes where it actually wants the liquid to reduce, and it wants it, all the steam to get out and really reduce into a yummy sauce or whatever it might be cooking. So that's pretty cool. The other cool differences, the simmering basket looks a little bit different, but that's going to go inside of your mixing bowl. That's where you do the perfect boiled rice. And if you haven't seen that, I feel like this is just an advertisement for all the videos I've already done on YouTube. But the perfect boiled rice is in your simmering basket. There's a video, and it sits inside the bowl. So that's what the simmering basket looks like. The new Varoma is actually 45% bigger and fits a lot more food in it than the old Varoma. So this is your steaming attachment for anyone that hasn't got a Thermomix. This is where you can steam food, and basically you just take the cap off and you pop your Varoma up here when you're on Varoma temperature, and there's actually liquid in here creating steam. The steam comes up through your Varoma, and you can put chicken, fish, veggies, dumplings, whatever you want to steam in your Varoma, and steam that while you might be cooking a soup or you might be steaming rice. or you might just have water in here and just be steaming. That's okay as well. We've got the butterfly whisk, very similar. It is basically replaces any of your hand beaters, or whisk. It even replaces your potato masher. So the Thermomix does amazing mashed potato, and that's thanks to this little fella, which is the butterfly whisk. But any of your things like pavlova, whipped eggs, whipped cream, you can make whipped cream, and then you can make butter. All that kind of stuff is all thanks to the butterfly whisk as well. So back to our little trade up thing. Now, trade up does end on the 17th, and if you're watching this video after the 17th of November 2025, I'm very sorry. Give me a call. There may be something on offer when you're watching this, if it's after that. But it does end on the 17th at this stage, the trade up. So I will tell you, and I'll just get my notes so that I don't get it wrong. Currently the trade up offer is that if you have a TM31, which is the very first Thermomix that ever came out, it only had a 2 litre bowl. I think it was it a 2 litre bowl? I'm just gonna, yeah, 2 litre bowl. So we've got a lot bigger. We've had a lot of changes since the TM31. It wasn't connected to the internet, didn't have Cookidoo, didn't have a screen. It was just a very manual kind of machine. But anyway, if you've got one of those, and we all love those, because that's where it all started for Thermomix in Australia, and that was my first Thermomix. Completely changed my life getting one of those. Well, that actual particular machine. Hence why I've never thrown it out or traded it in or let it go, because it has to stay, because it's so sentimental value. Anyway, you get $250 off the TM7 for one of those. Now, the TM5 came out a little bit after that, and this kind of revolutionized. We thought that was like, we didn't think they would ever get any better than that, because we had a screen. Eventually, we had some recipes that were step by step on that screen. You had to buy the chips, and those chips only had those certain recipes on it. It came with the cookbook and the chip. That was mind blowing. We thought that was so great. I feel like this is a walk down Thermomix memory lane here. It was amazing. And eventually that machine even could get connected to the internet via a cook key, but that was a separate thing that you had to buy to connect it to the internet. So if you've got one of those, you get $450 off the TM7. And then the TM6 came, and we literally jumped up on our chairs, and literally when the TM6 came, we thought, right, this is it. They cannot get any better than this. We have reached the pinnacle. And it had Cookidoo built in, so that internet connection was built in. You didn't have to buy an extra thing for it. It had high heat. It was great, and again, didn't think we could ever get any better. And if you've got one of those, you get $750 off the TM7. So that actually comes down to 1,899. I'm not going to be able to quote the TM31 price, but I know this one is 2,199, and I just forget what the TM31 price is, but I'll check that, and I can maybe pop it in the comments. But then what happened is they bought out the TM7 just when we thought that they could not. Those smart German engineers decided that they would just wow us with the TM7. So here we are. And I'm not going to say that we can't get any better, because eventually one day they will figure out something to make it even better. What I love about this machine is that any updates or anything like that, again, the Cookidoo's built in, so the internet connection's built in, and we've already had 3 updates that have made it even better. So we've had an update that has let us put notes in on our recipes. We've had an update that's made a chop and steam function come in, so that if you're just wanting to randomly chop some carrots or something, it'll tell you how long to do that for, with all the different veggies and fruits and stuff. I can't think what the other update did, but anyhow, there's lots of updates that it just automatically, you turn it on and it says it's got an update, and you say great. Cookidoo is still, that all comes through Cookidoo. So Cookidoo has come a long way since the first Cookidoo 2.0, or it probably would have been 1.0, I guess. Uh, Cookidoo 1.0, we can't actually remember what that was, but we've just recently gone to Cookidoo 3.0, and that has come a long way with being able to modify your own recipes and have them saved on your Thermomix, connect to Woolworths online, and make your own meal plan and shopping lists, and modify already existing Cookidoo recipes. So if you've got a recipe that you love, but when you cook it, you change it around a little bit, you can actually modify that recipe. Oh, look, there you go. There's a little what Cookidoo looks like on your computer. You've got an app on your phone. You can have it on your computer, and you've also got it on your huge big screen. Which obviously, with the TM7, the screen is one of the things that makes it so user friendly, because everything's there. It's all really well laid out, and it's really simple to be able to go from the next steps. You can always just scroll and have a quick little look at what your next step is, and that doesn't affect the cooking. So look, I could get my salami and my fettuccine ready, and back to current step. So that is what I'm going to do, because we've only got, when you're looking at the screen too, because it's so big, all the information's here. So you can see that it's up to 95 degrees. We've got 1 minute and 6 seconds left. I'm unlocked, so I could take the lid off at any time and give it a stir. And this is what I'm going for. I'm going to try to cook for 10 minutes. My aim is 100 degrees, and speed 1 is just a really slow move of the blade. So there you go. Any questions yet, Shane? No. Oh gosh, everyone's just sitting back and enjoying the show. I must be covering everything. That's why I always think, if there's no questions, maybe I'm just, nailing it, all the things that you're thinking of. Now, when you put your fettuccine in, if you've got a TM6, we used to put it through the hole. We don't have that anymore. So I just am going to give this in half, and then I'm going to put it in like that with my little bits that I just dropped. There we go. Oh, 7 seconds left, and look at that. We're up to 90 degrees. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to get to that. It's just that that's what its aim is. We're going to pop in our fettuccine, and you will notice, hopefully that one did it. When I took the lid off, that tears back to 0 for me automatically. So I'm going to drop my fettuccine in, and then I'm going to put my salami in. Oh, look at that. See, it's doing the step for me. Great. And now I'm going to put my salami in. Now, I'm a bit of a meat lover, so I do a little bit extra salami in this recipe. And just to mix it up tonight, I've got 2 types. You can't really see that, but I've got 2 types. I've got like the 100 grams, or maybe a bit more, of the mild salami, and then I've just got like 50 grams of hot salami, just to keep the kids on their toes. Got to give them something to complain about, otherwise they might, not have anything. Now, I just want to make sure I've incorporated all of that in there, and I don't want any fettuccine sticking out, because obviously if it's sticking out, it won't cook. And then I'm going to pop that lid back on. I'm going to tick that I've done my, now you could do chorizo, salami. You could actually even put chicken in this if you wanted to. Now we've mixed with the spatula. I've done that. Excellent. And we're going to cook for 7 minutes on 100 degrees. And it's going to do soft spoon, which is the blades barely moving. And it's also going to do reverse, which now when we're in reverse, our back side of our blades is completely blunt. So that means that that fettuccine won't be all chopped up. So if the blades were moving the other way, it could slice that fettuccine up, but we're going in reverse, and it's going to keep it all nice and whole, and it's going to be brilliant. So yeah. Anyway, so it's going to be ready in 7 minutes. Can you believe it? How quick was that? Such a quick dinner. And I'm going to tell you how you can buy a Thermomix now, because if you don't have a Thermomix to trade up, then that's okay. We won't hold that against you that you haven't found the Thermomix yet. And look, you've waited for the TM7, and all power to you. So the cost of the Thermomix is $2,649. There are lots of different ways to get a Thermomix on your kitchen bench. One way that we love is to come on as a consultant and share the Thermomix with people. So if you have got, I reckon if you've got 5 friends that will host a demo for you and invite a couple of people that you don't know each, then you're well on your way to starting your Thermomix business. It really is that easy. I am the team leader in the north coast of New South Wales. So I think Lismore down to just this side of Kempsey. I'm in Coffs Harbour and around that area. But if you're not in that area, I can definitely point you in the right direction to find a team leader that can help you earn yourself a Thermomix. So when you come on to earn a Thermomix, like I said, it's just 6 sales in 90 days. So that's 3 months that we give you to earn your Thermomix, which is a really, really great offer. We've actually, in Team Thermo Fans, which is my team, I've actually got 28 people at the moment earning their Thermomix, which blows my mind because it's just amazing. We are really getting the Thermomix out there like never before, and it's amazing. But 28 people are currently earning their Thermomix at the moment, so very exciting times in Thermomix land. Anyway, back to the payment options, Shane. Sorry, not the demo. Thank you. We do have lots of payment options. So we've got Afterpay, PayPal, and obviously just paying it on a credit card. We've also got Humm and ZIP that do the 24 months interest free, which I think that you were showing a slide about that, Shane. Look, I can give you a breakdown for Zip as well, but I've got Humm there. So as you can see, the Humm breakdown is just over $25 a week to pay it off over 24 months interest free with Humm. We absolutely love Humm and we love working with Humm. So they've got very flexible terms. You can pay, it doesn't have to be 24 months. You can choose how long you're going to have it for, and there's no penalty to pay it out early or anything like that. But I will put the terms and conditions for all the finance in the comments as well, because obviously you've got to make sure that that's the right choice for you and all of that kind of stuff. What other options are there, Shane? I think that's it. You either become a consultant, pay for it outright on Afterpay, PayPal, or credit card, or you do one of the 24 months interest free. Yeah. So that is how you get your hands on a Thermomix. Now, if you're thinking about getting a Thermomix, please don't hesitate to give me a call. All my details are in this channel somewhere around. I do have customers all over Australia and do lots of support online like we have got here. And definitely if you are thinking about becoming a consultant, we're not having an earthquake, that's just my children walking around upstairs. If you are thinking about becoming a consultant, there they go again. Don't hesitate to reach out even if you've got a question about what it's like to be a consultant or anything like that. More than happy to answer that as well. Now you can show me the host stuff. So we love giving our hosts incentives and all that kind of stuff. So come back to me, Shane, and I'll actually show them in real life, IRL, what the host rewards are. So at the moment for hosting a demonstration, now all you have to do to host a demonstration is either have the consultant over to your house and invite 2 people, so you plus 2, or that was my email. Thank you, Shane. I thought it was a Thermomix. So you plus 2 over at your house, you're a host. If you want to do it online, you can register for our next online demo, which is on Zoom, which I mentioned before. And there you go. Thank you, Shane. And just invite 2 people to come on to Zoom and you're a host. Okay. Now, if one of them decides to buy, well, actually, even just being a host, you can choose for one of these items at a discounted price. Okay, so you still have to pay something, but I'll show you the thermo server in a second. But this is the cutter. This is the Cutter Plus, which is an attachment for the TM7. And what it does is it grates and slices thick and thin. And it also does your spiralized, like zoodled noodles or flat, think potato on a stick, can do that. And that is an optional extra for the TM7. So just for hosting just for hosting a demonstration. You get $50 off, so it comes back to $249. But if one of your friends decides to buy, you get this for $149. Or if you don't think you're really into cutting, you can get a thermo server. Now it comes back to $60, so you get $100 off because they're $160. It's $60 when you host, and free if one of your friends buys. And I'm actually going to pop our dinner in this. So it comes with this cool this little strappy thing, which keeps it all together so that it actually is sealed, and it actually pushes that lid down, so it won't spill if you have to take it in the car or whatever. I don't usually use the strap because I'm usually just at home. But what the thermoserver is, for those that have never seen a thermoserver before, is a double-walled insulated stainless steel bowl that keeps food hot or cold for 2 hours. And I think the new one, because that was my spiel for the old one, I think this one actually keeps it hotter for longer because even the lid is now double walled. Because before we just had a plastic lid and heat did escape out through the plastic lid. But I think this one is even better, and probably might even be 3 hours now. Who knows? Now, this does tell me to prolong this cooking if I'm not happy with how my pasta is cooked. So I'm going to give it a little stir. Oh, no, I can tell it's perfect. And of course, the best way to do it is just to pinch your pasta. Yeah, look, that's perfect. I can see that. Perfect. Pinch your pasta. Make sure your pasta's cooked. If not, you just prolong for a minute. So you would just go make current step, make it 1 minute, and then Bob's your uncle. Rightio. So we're going to pop that in. I don't know how long that's been, but that's a really quick dinner in my book.
2 minutes.
How many?
32 minutes.
32 minutes from woe to go, and I'm chatting to you. But I could, if I was at home and I didn't chat to YouTube all day or for the 32 minutes, pretty much of that, pretty much all of that was hands-free. So I could have been doing jobs around the house. I could have been cleaning that drawer that needed cleaning, Jane. I've got a drawer that really, really needs cleaning. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just don't. Anyway, look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. It will be one of the nicest pasta dishes that you will ever have. Kids love it. It's not expensive. You can, if you don't have the capsicum, you can put it into zucchinis or leave it out. It's one of those easy winner dinners, okay? And kids love it. Baby Wesley, when he was oh gosh, I don't know how old he would have been. 3, maybe. 13 years I've been in Thermomix, so maybe he was 2 or 3. The first night he had thirds, and he didn't eat much before that. So it was completely sold me on the original TM31. So anyway, that's all from me. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My details are all in the comments. No, the whatever you call that channel, whatever, you know what I mean. Anyhow, lovely to be on here tonight. And like I said, if you've got any questions or you're ready to get yourself a TM7, if you're upgrading, you literally need to call me tonight or tomorrow. But if you just want to get a TM7 for the first time ever, then give us a call as well. Now, before we go, I should mention that we're going to do pre-clean, Shane. Shane will be so excited if I actually do pre-clean. Rightio. So that's what the bowl looks like at the moment. So it's not really that dirty. That cheese didn't actually burn, which was great, because I didn't wash the bowl. But I'm going to give that a little bit of water. If I was really good, I would give it just 1 drop of dish soap. Look at this, Shane. You've 1 drop, literally 1 drop, okay, of dish soap. Now you pop your lid on. And while you're eating dinner, you can say it was brown. You press play. Silently, the Thermomix washes itself up. Now, when I say washes itself up, it's not ready to go when you come back. You've got dirty water in there. You've got to rinse it, give it a dry, or just release those blades and chuck it straight in the good old dishwasher. But it is ready for the dishwasher. It's ready for a dry and the next thing if that's what you want to do. So anyway, that is all from me. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Make sure that if you're not, you're already you liked and subscribed, and we hope to see you soon. Bye for now.